Hey, what's up guys, Benny here, and welcome to the top 7 overpowered guns in Call of Duty Warzone Pacific. We've had the Vanguard weapons for about a month now, and the meta has finally started to form. So hopefully this video is going to help you out with exactly what you need to be using. But first, before we get into those overpowered guns, let's check out the sponsor of today's video, Lenovo Legion. A huge thank you to Lenovo Legion for sponsoring this video, whose hardware I've used since the launch of Warzone. And for those of you that are looking for a laptop that can do it all, especially playing games like Warzone, you need to check out the Lenovo Legion 7i. It has a 16-inch display that's 2560 by 1600 resolution, 165 Hz, as well as a 3 millisecond response time. Oh, and it looks absolutely stunning on Caldera. Now that screen is actually 16 by 10, with most screens usually being 16 by 9. So you're actually getting even more space on your screen, which could help you spot something that you would otherwise have missed. The 7i also has NVIDIA GeForce RTX 30 series laptop GPUs to make sure that you're also getting great performance and able to achieve those high frame rates you need to play games at a competitive level. Then you've got the incredible Legion True Strike keyboard, which feels really nice to the touch, along with their Cold Front 3.0, which helps keep your laptop as cool as possible with liquid metal cooling, whilst boosting performance while gaming. The laptop also looks incredible in Storm Grey as well. So if you want to go get one for yourself, check out the link down in the description below, and you can also use code BENNY10 for a discount. So first up, we have the Bren LMG. This has become the meta mid to long range weapon in Warzone for a number of reasons. First of all, it has a barrel that means that it has no damage drop off at whatever range. So whether you're shooting someone at like 1 meter or whether they're the other side of the map, your gun's going to do the exact same amount of damage, which is 51 damage for a headshot, 47 to the neck, and then 37 to the chest, and then 34 to the extremities. And what that means is that you get a very consistent time to kill at all ranges. You don't need to worry about, okay, they're about 100, 200 meters away. I'm not going to be able to kill them that quickly. So, you know, it's not even worth me firing. That doesn't happen with the Bren. It is also an absolute laser beam, especially if you tap fire it at those extreme distances. With the 40 round mag, you can just take someone out really, really easy. And if you've watched any of the pro tournaments recently, every pro player is using this as their mid to long range weapon because of how consistent it is. It's a laser, very fast time to kills, and of course you don't have to worry about those damage range drop-offs. So let's check out the class setup that you're going to want to be using. So on the Bren, you want the Mercury Silencer because the only con is the loss of damage range, which does not matter whatsoever because of the Queen's 705mm Royal Barrel, which means that damage does not diminish over range. It's the only gun in the game which has this, and it is ridiculously powerful on Caldera because it doesn't matter. As I said, you can hit anyone, anywhere, and do the same amount of damage. Then you want the MK12 Night Vision Optics, just really easy to spot people. The Oaken Shield Padded Stock, Tight Grip, which is one of the most powerful perks in the game because it completely eliminates recoil. I think it's slightly broken, to be honest. Fully loaded, so you get a load of ammo. Grooved Grip, the 6.5 secure at 40 round mag, that's pretty key. It gives you an increased fire rate so you can take people down really easily. Also, the gun's just an absolute laser because there's not really any recoil increase. Lengthened so you can effectively hit scan your opponents because of the increase of your bullet velocity. And then the Carver foregrip for recoil control. And that is the Bren setup. So our next meta weapon is the MP40. Now for me, this is the MP5 of the Vanguard weapons. It does it all. It's got a very fast time to kill. It's got really good sprint to fire and ADS speeds, which is perfect for those close range engagements. So if you want to play aggressively, get up in people's faces, and also have a big margin for error, because I think that's one of the biggest things with this gun is because of those really fast sprint to fire and ADS speeds, that if you do get caught up by a player, whether you're trying to jockey someone around a building or someone just like catches you by surprise, you can react in the fastest time possible. And then it's backed up with a ridiculous amount of power with that 59 damage for a headshot, 42 to the neck, and then 36 to the chest, which is going to give you those very fast time to kills. It's one of the go-to weapons of all the pro players, once again, alongside that Bren that we've already checked out. And everyone that I've seen use it as well absolutely loves it. It's got a really clean iron sight, and for me, It's just one of the classic weapons in Call of Duty ever since World at War, so make sure you try this out. It's also one of the first guns that you unlock in the game, which is very handy, and I can't really see it getting nerfed too much because it's very balanced in comparison to the Modern Warfare and Cold War weapons, but this is the class setup that you want to be using. So for the MP40 class setup, you've got the recoil booster for increased fire rate. You've then got the Krosnick 317mm barrel, which is the first one you unlock. Then I use the Krosnick ISO 1mm iron sight. If you want to use a different optic, you can do. A lot of people go for the slate reflector if you don't like the iron sight. Then you go the Krosnick 33mm folding stock, which is also the first one that you unlock. I think one of the great things with the MP40, you can get the best setup for it very, very quickly, so you don't have to level up to rank 70, which is huge. They run unmarked, which is position concealment, just because I don't run a suppressor. Any others really kind of work for this. Steady's quite nice as well if you prefer aiming down sight, or momentum to get move speed after kills. Then perk 2's quick. Fabric grip, the 45 round mag for the 7.62 Gorenko. Then I run a hollow point, so I do more limb damage. Then I use the Carver foregrip, and that's the MP40. So our next overpowered gun in Call of Duty Warzone right now is also one of the most versatile, and that is the Cooper Carbine assault rifle. And there are two builds that are available for this thing. There is a mid to long range build where it is very, very effective and competes with other assault rifles like the STG, but where it really dominates and is one of the best guns in the meta is at close range, and there's a couple of reasons for that. First of all, it's got a very high rate of fire with the correct build that I'm about to show you, which means that you get really fast time to kills. Second, it is an assault rifle rather than an SMG, so it continues to have a higher damage profile at those further ranges, making it great for having it as a sniper support, because if you tap fire it, you're still going to be able to land those shots at a distance. But if someone gets in your face inside a building, you can just mow them down with this thing. And it's also fairly hard hitting for a high fire rate weapon, with 36 damage for a headshot and then 26 to the chest. So you're taking someone out in just 10 shots. This is something you have to make sure you try and use because it is overpowered in the game right now. But here is the class setup that you want. So for the close range Cooper Carbine, I've got the recoil booster to increase fire rate, the Gracie Rapid also increasing the fire rate of the gun and increase headshot damage once again. Then I've got the slate reflector optic right there, the remove stock. I use Vital to then increase torso damage, fully loaded for more ammo, stipple grip tape for initial firing accuracy. Then I run the 9mm 60 round drum. You then want the compressed rounds to increase fire rate once again, because all that increased fire rate is just going to make it give you the fastest time to kill possible. And then the Carver foregrip for recoil control and hip fire accuracy. Honestly, one of the best guns in the game. Go ahead and use it. So our next meta weapon in Call of Duty Warzone really needs no introduction, because you've probably had your head taken off by this thing more times than you care to count, and that is the Swiss sniper rifle. Now, for me, this thing is absolutely insane. It's got a very fast ADS time. It has a very good fire rate for a sniper, and is also very, very easy to use because of how controller aim assist works. And if you're sniping with a mouse and keyboard as well, you're so precise that you can just take people's heads off with absolute ease. And Raven have gone ahead recently and nerfed it a little bit by increasing the flinch when you get shot, but it still dominates the entire game. This needs to be in your loadouts if you haven't got it already. This is the class setup you want. So this is the Swiss setup. I'm sure you've used it before. The Grew Suppressor, 24.9 Combat Recon, SWAT 5 MW Laser, the Serpent Wrap, and then the Bruiser Grip. It's a great all-rounder, one of the best guns in the game. Go ahead and use it. So our next meta gun in Call of Duty Warzone right now is something that isn't being picked too often at the moment, but that is definitely about to change, and it is the MG42. Now, I don't know what it is. It might be that it is an LMG, and really, LMGs have sucked in Warzone in the past, apart from the Bruin. Other than that, they have not been used whatsoever, but Vanguard has changed the game. The Bren that we saw earlier, insane. The MG42 is very, very similar, but a high fire rate weapon. Now, this thing absolutely shreds. It does not move whatsoever and has one of the fastest fire rates out of any automatic gun in the entire game, and it is backed up by a huge magazine. And like, if you just want to hold down a position, an entire squad running at you, you could do this with the MG42. And I'm so surprised people aren't using it so much, because even the purple floor loot MG42 is insane. Here's the class setup you want. So this is the MG42 setup that you're going to want. You've got the Mercury silencer. You've then got the VDD 680mm barrel. This is just going to make it so it's an absolute laser for you. The M38 Slate 2.5 times custom, but you can really use whatever you prefer in this. Just use a 2.5 optic or the night vision scope that we were using on the Bren earlier. You've then got the Krosnick S91 MG stock. Then you have tight grip to help eliminate that recoil completely during continuous fire. Then you've got fully loaded for more ammo, polymer grip for once again, flinch resistance and action recoil during sustained fire. I think that's really, really important because you need this to be dead straight. Then you've got the 6.5 Secura 125 round drum mag, lengthened, and then the Carver foregrip, and that is the MG42 class setup. So our next meta weapon that you should be using in your loadouts is the PPSH from Vanguard. It has an incredibly high rate of fire. And yes, I'm not going to lie, it did get a little bit of a nerf that made some other weapons a little bit viable alongside it. Because at the start of Pacific, this thing dominated and was completely and utterly broken. It's not that level of overpowered anymore, but it is still within the game's meta and definitely worth ranking up and using if you haven't already. Alongside the MP40, if you want to mix up your close range game with an SMG, the PPSH is what you want to be using. And because it's got a 71 round mag, if you're taking on multiple opponents at close range, this thing absolutely slays, and this is the class setup you want to be using for it. So on the PPSH, I go full fire rate once again, the recoil booster. Now I've got the ZAC 300mm barrel. Then I use the iron sight once again, just for the increased ADS. As I said, if you don't like the iron sight, go for the slate reflector. Then you've got the ZAC folding stock. You've got tight grip to help eliminate that recoil. Quick so you can move around faster, stipple grip tape for that initial recoil control, the 7.62mm 71 round mag. Then I run hollow point once again, something I run on all my SMGs now because it gives you most of the time a 1 bullet faster time to kill, and then the Carver foregrip as the underbarrel to help control that recoil, and that's the PPSH. Now my last meta gun for Call of Duty Warzone right now is the BAR assault rifle. Now the BAR is a slow fire rate assault rifle, which means that it's very, very important that you hit your shots. If you're missing and you don't have the best accuracy, I'd recommend using either the Bren or the MG42 over the BAR. But if you're an accurate player and can hit your upper body and headshots, the BAR is one of the best in the entire game. And to make it even more accurate, you definitely want to be tap firing it at a distance. And like I said, right, the night vision scope with this thing combined with that high damage output, you can just take people through that hiding behind foliage and leaves with absolute ease. Try it out. Let me know what you think. And a very close competitor to it is also the EM2 if you've got the Black Ops Cold War assault rifle ranked up. But here is the class setup. So for the BAR, you want the MX silencer, then you got the CGC 30XL barrel, the M38 Slate 2.5 times custom optic, the pistol grip custom stock, hard scope, fully loaded, fabric grip, the 50 BMG 40 round mag, then I use lengthened, and then the M1941 hand stop, and that is the best class setup for the BAR. And those are the 7 overpowered meta guns in Call of Duty Warzone right now. Subscribe if you're new, and let me know what you think down below. I'll see you next time.